Hey everybody, what's up? Today I have a brand new palette review for you. It's all about the Too Faced Everything Nice shadow palette. I purchased this because of my last review I did on a Too Faced gift set, which was the Labelle Carousel. I was so disappointed in it, and you guys were like, you should get the Everything Nice palette because it's really great quality. So I headed on over to Sephora like the very next day and I did an exchange. This was also $50, I believe, so it was pretty much the same price. I think maybe this came out to be $55, something along the lines of that. So I did an exchange and I just paid the difference in taxes and I got this instead of the Labelle Carousel, and I've been using this for about a week and a half now, and I have to say it really is such a better quality. I recommend this palette right off the bat. I'm just gonna say this is a palette that I really enjoy and that I would recommend to you guys. So I'm very excited about this, and I want to say thank you for those of you who suggested it to me. So to start off, this is what the packaging looks like. Very cute design. It is a cardboard palette, so it's and in this set you get 20 eyeshadows, 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight, and you also get, there's a little pamphlet under here with a brush set. You get kind of like what looks like a little bit of a contour brush, and then one brush that's kind of like an angled liner, and then it looks like a tapered blending brush. I haven't really used these, and I have felt them, but I don't really, they're not my cup of tea. I never really like brushes that come with sets. Usually they're not very good, and these are okay. I mean, the quality isn't the best, and this also came with a little mini size of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I love. I've talked about it before. So now I want to show you guys how the cheek products apply. I'm going to use a little bit of this peach blush called Papa Don't Peach, and it's really pigmented, so I'm just tapping off my brush here, and as you can see, I mean, a little bit goes a long way. I'm just going to blend out. So there's what Papa Don't Peach looks like on my skin, and as you can see, it's giving my cheekbones a really nice highlight already, but just for the sake of this review, I will apply a little bit of the highlight in this palette, which is called Inner Light. I'm just going to lightly dust that, and it's really shimmery. It kind of looks like, it reminds me a lot of the Balm Mary Luminizer. But so there we go, that's Papa Don't Peach and the Inner Light highlighter on my cheeks. I really love the combo. I think those two shades will look great on everybody. I think the Inner Light it's very shimmery, and so is the blush, so you don't necessarily need the two unless you kind of want to have like super gold cheeks going on. And here are some quick hand swatches of all of the cheek products right here. Starting right here is Sweet Pink, which is kind of a satin finish. It does have some golden shimmer in it. I don't know if you can see, like right there when it hits the light, you can see a ton of gold fine shimmer. It's not glitter, so it's not going to fall all over your face or anything, but it's definitely there, so I just want to mention that. They didn't really include any matte face products except for the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, which is right there. The other blush, which is called Papa Don't Peach, and that's the one that I have on my cheeks right now, mixed with the highlighter, which is called Inner Light. And Papa Don't Peach is very shimmery, so you could probably just wear it by itself without the highlight, but in case you do want an extra bit of shimmer, they gave it to you right here. And it's kind of interesting because my other Too Faced palettes don't have any highlights in them, so I'm actually really excited about this. And it's very gold. There you can see it in the light. It's just like straight up gold, so I do enjoy it, but I have to say that if you aren't a fan of gold, you might not want to get this palette, just because all of the cheek products except for the bronzer kind of have like a gold little like reflection to them. So there we have it. Those are all of the cheek products. And then as far as the brushes go, they feel synthetic to me, but they're nice. I mean, they're cute. They have these little glitter handles. It matches the gold packaging in the box. And then this is the little pamphlet that they give you. It's called their Glamour Guide, so it just shows you like what looks you can use, how to use the shadows, and where to place your contour and your highlight. So I think that could be really helpful, especially if you're giving this as a gift to a beginner in makeup. They could definitely find this useful. Okay, so starting off in the corner right there, we have Turtle Dove, which looks like a matte white, but it's actually got like a satiny finish to it, and it kind of looks like a golden white in the sun. Then we have Dream On, which is a really similar color to my skin tone. I love to use this as a highlight shade. This one is almost matte, but it definitely has a sheen to it, so I would say more of a satin, but very close to being matte. Then we have one of my most favorite shades in this palette, which is called After Hours, and it kind of looks, it has like a little bit of glitter, but it looks more metallic once it's on my skin. I'll show you right here. It's just like bam, right in your face. It's so metallic. I just love this one. I'm wearing it on my lid today. And then I'm also wearing this shade called Fond of You, and it's a really nice matte kind of like medium brown shade. I love to use this to blend out in my crease. And last in this row we have Knockout, which is a really deep matte brown. I love to use this as a liner shade. It's just an all-around great quality matte brown. Some quick hand swatches of that row. This one is Dream On. It's very close to my skin tone, so I'm sorry if you can't really see it, but it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. Remember I said it kind of looks matte, but it's really not. So there we go. That's Turtle Dove. Then we have Dream On, which is also very similar to my skin tone, but just so you can see, it does, you know, have a little bit of shimmer to it. They both do. And then this one is After Hours. That's the one that's just so gorgeous, very super metallic-y. And then we have Fond of You, which is a matte finish, as well as Knockout, which is also a matte finish. And these are just really nice pigmentation. I know that these two probably don't look pigmented to you, but they really do show up very nicely. I'm wearing them as a highlight today, both of those colors mixed together, so maybe you can kind of get a better idea of what it looks like on my skin right there. Okay, so now we're starting off with the second row. This shade is called Paper Roses. It's a very nice light pink. It has a little bit of a silvery shimmer to it. Next up is Kindness is Free. It looks just like it does in the pan, as you will see in a moment. It's very shimmery. It's just a really beautiful medium pink. This next shadow I love. I have never had an eyeshadow like this before. I wear this one almost every single day because I love it so much. It's called Marvelous, and let me just show you guys right now because I love it so much. It does have a little bit of purple to it, but it's like a grayish purple, and I just love how it makes my eyes pop. I feel like this just livens up any eyeshadow look. I just love this, honestly. I just really love it. And the next shadow is Matte Finish. It's called Be You, and it's also kind of got a purpley undertone to it, but it looks more like a slate gray almost on my skin tone. And then last in this row is called Secret Lovers. This one is really pigmented. It's almost like a brown black. And here are the hand swatches for the second row for you, starting off with Paper Roses. This one isn't as pigmented as the others, but I still like it. It's just kind of almost looks like a white frost. It doesn't really look that pink. Then we have Kindness is Free, which is of course very pink, very shimmery. And then Marvelous, which, see, it kind of looks almost gray, like in the shade it's gray and then it just pops in the light. So I really love this one. I'm wearing it kind of towards the inner corner today on my eyes. And then we have Be You, which I'm also wearing in my crease blended out. I love this one. It's super pigmented. A little tiny bit goes a long way. I just love this. I think a lot of people will look good with this one. And then we have Secret Lovers, which also looks matte on my skin, but I swear in person it's really hard to, it's not picking up on camera, but it has just the tiniest bit of like a gold shimmer. Okay, and now starting off with the third row down here, we have Heaven, which is a little bit chalky on me. It's kind of like a buttery white, like a little bit of an off-white. Then we have Shiny Happy. I love this shadow, let me just say. It's super frosty, almost metallic finish, and it's like almost a dusty gold. It's not as gold as Honey Pot, but it kind of looks like a Aztec gold pot. This one is also very pigmented and it's really metallic. Just like the name says, it's very golden and it looks like honey. Next we have Don't Settle, which is kind of like a slate brown. It's very metallic, kind of almost like a pewter. It's still very brown. It's really tricky to describe, so here you go. That's what it looks like in a finger swatch. I really like it. It's very pigmented, super buttery, just like this next shadow, which is also just so unique and gorgeous. It kind of reminds me of Makeup Geek's Insomnia Pigment, but in a pressed eyeshadow, so that's why I'm a huge fan of it. And it's just kind of like a duochrome. Like, it can look brown in the shade, but then in the sunlight, just let me show you, in the sunlight it's like greenish. So here are the third row of eyeshadow swatches for you. I think they're all really nice shades that like play well together, so you could definitely create some sort of really super metallic-y eye look with these colors, and they're very pigmented. I'm kind of like making a mess over here. So this is Heaven, then we have Shiny Happy. See, it kind of looks like a greenish yellow in the light. Then we have Honey Pot, which is very golden. Then we have Don't Settle. See, in the sunlight it looks a little bit more brown, but in the shade it's kind of like grayish, so I really enjoy it. And then Girly, which is in the shade kind of like a brown once again, and then once it hits the sun it just has like this crazy green like reflex to it, and it's just amazing. I really love it because it looks like Makeup Geek Insomnia Pigment, which I don't own, but I've always wanted to own. So now we have our last row of shadows here. They're all very colorful. Starting off with Totally Fetch, which is super hot pink and very shimmery. It looks just like it does in the pan. I love it. I don't know where I'm gonna wear this eyeshadow, but I'm just gonna have to do it. Then we have Live It Up, which is a really nice kind of like violet purple. I know that doesn't make sense, but it actually has a little bit of blue shimmer in it, so it just, I don't know, it just makes it look like a duochrome. Too Glam right here, which looks like a green, but it's actually got a lot of blue shimmer in it as well, and it kind of comes off looking as a teal on my skin anyway. And then Head Over Heels, this one it sucked. Honestly, I didn't like it. It was really, really dry, and this one's definitely going to need a primer. It just felt like sand. Like, this one was just dry, and it doesn't even look like it does in the pan. You really have to try to rub to get this one off. Let me just show you. So that's what it looks like. I mean, it might look decent right there, but once you wipe it on your skin, it just doesn't show up. And then the last shadow in this palette is called Chocolate Moon, and it's got a kind of like a copper glitter. And here's the last row swatches. I really do like these colors, even though they're just like not me. I would never go for these. I still feel like I can do something with them. I don't know. So starting off is Totally Fetch, which is a super bright hot pink, has some little bit of shimmer to it. It just reminds me of Jeffree Star, so that's why I love it. Then we have Live It Up, which is a beautiful purple, but it has a blue shimmer in it, which I think makes the shade even better. And it's hard to pick up the blue on the camera. It's just not picking it up, but it's there. And then we have Too Glam, which is kind of like a greenish blue. I really like it. I think it's cool. It's like a peacock on your face. I mean, who doesn't want that? And then this one is Head Over Heels. Just don't even look at it. That's how bad it is. I feel like this one is super dry. It just doesn't want to come off on my skin, so definitely gonna need a primer with that. And then Chocolate Moon is just a black shadow, but it has like gold in it, so it's, I don't know, it's hard to show you guys the gold shimmer. And I almost forgot to mention that it came with this cute little pink bag. It says Too Faced on it, and it has this little ornament looking little thingy on the zipper here, and then it has glitter on the back. Some people have said that this glitter comes off, but I don't have any issues with it. It doesn't fall off on mine, so I'm gonna use this as a makeup bag because it's hot pink, and why not? I need a new makeup bag anyway, so yeah, it totally comes in handy for me. I really like it. And this is the palette from last year, which is called A Few of My Favorite Things. And at first glance, you would think like, oh my gosh, they look the same, but they really aren't. When you swatch each shadow individually, they are not the same. The only one that's a little bit similar is the Honey shadow, because it's kind of like a golden shadow, just like the Honey Pot one. But other than that, I mean, they really are different. And of course, you get Chocolate Soleil in this palette as well. But I would say get it. Even if you got last year's palette, you don't want to miss out. Like, I'm just saying, if you're a makeup addict, if you're a palette addict like I am, definitely pick this one up, because I know that they're selling out quickly, and you know how that goes. Holiday sets, once they're here, you really can't get them again, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody and everybody, whether you're going to buy it for yourself, give it as a gift, or if you're a palette collector, if you're a beginner to makeup and you want to invest in some nice shadows, whatever the case may be. I really like this palette, and I have a bunch of other palettes and stuff I need to test out, so I'm going to stop using this one, start using my next palettes I need to test out, but I really love this, so definitely recommend it to any Too Faced fans, any eyeshadow lovers. Just check this out. Go to Sephora. I think it's exclusive to Sephora, so go there, check it out in store, swatch it, see if you like it. I know you will. This is awesome. So once again, thank you guys for recommending this, and as always, thank you so much for watching.